Welcome back to Sesh, spiciest podcast in the world, episode number 5. Today's drink of the week, we have an Al by, it's a Mexican lager, the Sublime Mexican Lager by Al Smith.
Crisp, balanced, easy drinking.
It's a 5.2%, 12 fluid ounces of alcohol.
I really like the can. It's a nice design, simple.
Can. Let's crack this boy open.
Oh.
Spilling?
It just foamed up a little bit.
Oh, man. This is disgusting. Do you like it?
It's all right. I thought it was tastier the first time I had it.
I mean, it's a Mexican lager. I can't really expect much. Was that mine?
Yeah,
I literally silenced it. I just put it on silent. I think I put it on loud. I think they just canned Modelo in a Sublime bottle.
No.
No?
No, this isn't. No.
Because I hate Mexican lagers. It's one of my passions.
I'm about to say, do Mexicans even make lagers?
It's not a Mexican lager if a Mexican didn't make it. It is what it is, though. I'll drink it. Not a big fan, but I already knew that it was going to... this is literally exactly what I thought it was going to taste like.
It's from San Diego.
Not bad. I like San Diego.
Yeah. I'd move there if it was cheaper.
Yeah, same here, dude.
Shout out to my cousin living out in San Diego.
Lives in San Diego?
La Jolla area.
Damn. Big ballin'?
Yeah.
What does he do for work?
Works with computers.
Oh, IT? Or like coding? He learned how to code?
Well, he went to school for it.
Oh, that's
He just
tight.
got his master's not too long ago.
That's tight. Shout out to him. All right, let me throw a little scenario out at you.
All right, go.
Walking into an Applebee's. It's around dinner time. Gonna sit down.
First of all, what time is dinner time?
Oh, man, dude. I feel like I have really weird views on this because, I was raised in a family where, my dad worked really late all the time. And when he got home was, when I considered dinner, which was, at 8 o'clock ish, take or give. But, after, I guess, when I started dating Soraya, she'd be like, oh, we're going to go to, a party for dinner or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's, 5 o'clock and I'm still not ready, and she's like, you're not ready yet, we need to go for dinner. And I was like, yeah, I got 3 more hours. So I think that it's a lot later than it is. But I think realistically the right answer is 5 or 4.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I want to say around 6, 7-ish.
6 or 7.
Yeah, that's decent.
Because my dinner's at 9 every day. No.
Well, but say, well, yeah,
It's
Soraya gets home
8:30.
late.
Yeah, it's because she gets home late. When she gets home early, it's, whenever I get off of work. So, 8.
All right, back to the scenario.
All right. Going in for dinner at Applebee's. Let's say a late dinner, right?
All right.
Going in at 7:30.
Okay.
Gonna get seated down. Little 15-minute wait.
Mm-hmm.
You go down, you sit down,
Mhm.
order your dinner, get some drinks with Maria. A bill comes out. $49.64. Just Applebee's.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, you guys went all out. It was anniversary dinner. How much are you tipping? What factors are playing into the amount of tip that you're leaving?
I think the amount of attention we get, how attentive they are to it.
There's one thing that I really, really hate is when a server comes to you, in the beginning, takes your order, because the servers sometimes don't bring it out. It's the kitchen runners or whatever. And then they never come back for an hour. And then they're like, oh, are you guys ready for a box? And I'm like, no. Could have had 3 refills by now. What are you talking about? Want another drink. I was trying to get dessert. And now I'm just irritated. I'm going to leave. And I don't think there's there's probably been one time that I left without leaving a tip somewhere. But for the most part, even if I get bad service, I always leave something. I don't know if that's good or bad because I like to teach people lessons. But then they just think I'm a dick. So I don't know. Biggest tip that you've ever left?
Probably $8-10.
$8-10. Yeah, depending on the check.
Yeah.
I think the biggest tip that I ever left was like, I want to say like $40.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I think I was pretty drunk and I had really good service, and I probably got a good paycheck. I'm not always leaving fucking $40.
Mm-hmm.
My average tip, like I always just do double the tax.
Double. That's that's pretty good.
So whatever the tax is, like normally it's like $5, $6, so I'll do like 12 or whatever, depending on how many hours I work that week too. Because if I get a small check, I'm like, I'm just gonna slide them a 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But yeah, on average, I'll try to double the tax.
Oh, you know what? No, that's not the biggest. Well, it was for my tattoo. I tipped 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, tattoo still service. So what do you think about tipping? Like, as far as should it be mandatory?
I don't know. I have mixed thoughts about it. Just because I don't think it should be mandatory because. Not put it. It can't be mandatory because then people just expect it regardless of the kind of service that they provide.
Yeah, I get you.
And I don't know. I don't think it should be expected even if you have a larger party.
Right.
Because it should come down to the service.
Yeah.
Even if you don't really get them anything, just checking up on them constantly.
Yeah.
So I don't think it should be expected.
Do you think that you said that you don't think it should be mandatory for the party?
I think it depends how big the party is. If it's like over 10 people, probably, yeah.
Yeah,
just because you're taking up a lot of real estate.
Yeah. There's one thing that I hate, dude. I go to a lot of breweries.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna fucking tip the dude that's pouring me a beer. I'm sorry, but like,
I think that's a good point.
Dude, that's your job.
Yeah.
Like, if your job, like, I'm not gonna say that that's only your job because I know that people like probably see me driving my truck around and like, oh, this lazy fuck just sits in his truck all day. But like, I don't, and so like, I know that their job is not only to pour the beer, but if that's all you're doing for me, and I'm making your job as easy as possible, not gonna leave you a tip, dude. Like, if I'm going up, like, I'm going up like 5-6 beers, and like at some point, like I just end up fucking sitting down and having a conversation with the bartender, and he's like a cool dude, then like, yeah, I'll probably slide him like a 5. But that was just for like the experience, not because you poured me a beer. Like, I don't think that I'm tipping you if you're just pouring me a beer. Or like, that goes for any bar though. Like, I feel like I'm not tipping at a bar. Like, I'm never getting cocktails at bars anyway, so you're not making me anything.
Like, let's say you go out somewhere to eat and there's a wait. So you go to the bar and grab a drink. Are you tipping at the bar?
No, I'm not going to tip at the bar. Especially not if I'm going to go eat. Because majority of restaurants, the servers don't claim the tip. They like put it in a pool and then they distribute it to the chefs, the servers, and the bartenders. So you're going to make me tip at the bar and then go tip at the table also, you know? If I'm going to leave a tip at the table, then I'm going to leave a tip at the table, and then they're going to distribute to everybody. I know not all restaurants do that, but I think a majority of them kind of work that way. I remember when I used to work at Home Depot during the Christmas time, I would work out in the tree lot where they do the trees. And then we weren't even allowed to get tips, but people would give us tips, like for helping them strap down the tree to the car and like stuff like that. I would claim those tips. I don't give a fuck, dude. Threw that shit in my apron.
Home Depot's going to come after you.
I know, right? Hopefully they're looking for a sponsorship. Yeah, but no, I mean, everybody was taking those tips though, to be honest. I mean, we weren't getting, we were like, not minimum wage, but I think I was like $10.25. That's still not bad, right?
I was like, what was the minimum wage at? Like 9 something?
Yeah, I think like $9, dude. This was in 2013, right after high school when I graduated. Right. Yeah, so, I mean, like for tips like that, like I feel like that's a cool, like I would tip at a tree lot just because, more because of the time of year and the spirit of Christmas and stuff like that. But, I'm a big tipper, but like it's got to be right. Like it can't be like I'm going to tip you just because you're a server,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I've heard about like laws. I don't know if they're applicable to us in California, but I've heard about laws where they, like, if your employees are able to get tips, then you're legally allowed to pay them like $3 an hour or something crazy like that. Like a literal, like, non-able to, like a wage where you're not able to sustain your life. So then at that point, I feel like, okay, yeah, like, you rely on tips. Get another job. If you're relying on tips and you're not making tips, go find somewhere else to work. Like, I really don't know what to tell you, like, instead of, like, bitching about it, you know? Because, like, I feel like people bitch about it all the time. I used to see it a lot on, like, when I had a Twitter and stuff, and, like, just, like, oh, like, I can't believe so-and-so, like, you know, they stiffed me on, like, the tip or whatever, and I'm like, dude, just, you know, there's a lot of jobs. If you're so worried about your tips, or, like, if you're going into work and you're, like, stressed about, like, oh, am I going to make enough money to, like, pay my rent based off of, like, how much money someone else is giving you, like, I don't think that that's a really good job to be in.
Yeah.
That's like sales, basically. Except that you're making, like, 99% less than people in sales. Like, people in sales typically are, like, doing very well off, like, real estate or, like, solar and stuff like that. Like, those people do make a lot of money, but yeah, I guess that's just my thoughts on tipping. Like, I like to tip, but like I said, I like I don't have a problem tipping a lot of money if the service is, like, very, very, very good.
Yeah.
You know? But I also sometimes just tip even if the service is shit, just because, like, I don't want to be a dick. So I guess that's a little contradicting on my part, but it is what it is.
I would say, do you get tips at work? But no, you're out.
No, hell no. The only tips they give me is if I could deliver it faster. Hey, let me give you some tips on how you could do this faster, so we can get our delivery on time. It's the only tip that I'm gonna get. Any other thoughts that you got on tipping?
I don't think it's right that, I guess, people have to rely on that.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess you're taking the job because you need it, but I don't know. I'm having trouble getting my thoughts together on it.
To make it clear, I think that I don't think it should be legally allowed to change someone's hourly wage based on whether they receive tips or not. I think that that's, like, a bonus that should be on their part.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like the same people that bitch about their tips, like, are not making certain amount of tips, like, on one night, are also the same people that are always like, oh, like, I make so much money at my job, like, you know, like, tonight I made $200 in tips, like, not including the hourly wage. So I also feel like they're the ones that brag about their job, and then, like, they just, like, bitch about it when
they don't get
they
it.
have a bad day.
They don't get the usual.
Yeah. And it's like, don't bitch about it and then, like, turn around and say that you have a great job, because then you're just like that doesn't even make sense, you know? But yeah, I mean, I think that for the most part, like, I think most servers, like, are making minimum wage, or, like, near minimum wage, like, maybe not exactly minimum wage, but near minimum wage. I feel like because we were going to go back into minimum wage, maybe we should have found out what the minimum wage was. Because I still don't know.
I think it's probably like 10 or 11, somewhere around there.
Minimum wage is now 12.
12? God damn.
$12 an hour in California as of October 2019. That's interesting. Who would have thought? I'm going to ask for a raise. Minimum wage went up. That means I need more money.
Yeah, how do you think that plays out? Like, since we work hourly, should we get raises as minimum wage goes up?
I think that
It's only fair.
Yeah, because, like, I say, like, okay, like, if you, I mean, like, it might be too late to, or it is too late to start this, but I feel like when jobs were first being created, it should have been like, okay, you know, are jobs that require no education, no, like, technical skill, which are, like, the most jobs that are in play right now, like warehouses and stuff like that, customer service, like little store jobs, for the most part are minimum wage. So it should be like, okay, those are minimum wage, and then the next job up should always be like $2 ahead of that one, and then the next job up should always be like $3 ahead of that one, And then it's like, okay, and then like the truck drivers that bring our deliveries should be like $10 ahead of that one, and then like the management like $1 ahead of them, and like so that way like when the minimum wage goes up, like everyone's on like a domino effect, you know, everyone's goes up, because people that are like fighting for the minimum wage to go up is like you're fighting for the minimum wage to go up, and the only one that's benefiting it is the people that are making minimum wage. Yeah. Like, I don't get a raise because you went from $11 to $12. But because you went from $11 to $12, the price of milk went up, the price of eggs goes up, the price of everything goes up, you know? Once the economy starts to go up enough, the housing gets higher up, and then, like, the world just starts to, like, the economy starts to go up, right? There's, like, an inflation in all the products and everything. And guess who's still stuck at their same hourly rate? Literally everybody that was not making minimum wage. So it's like, if you're out here making $15 an hour, $20 an hour, $30 an hour, and minimum wage went from $9 to $12 an hour, that's a $3 raise. Everybody else is still at the same rate that they were at, you know? And their job's not going to give them a raise until like the economy is just literally so bad that they're like, okay, like, you know, we should probably give them a raise or else they're going to start quitting and like finding other jobs. So I don't want to say that it's not, like, I don't want to say it's bad to raise the minimum wage or that we should have a higher minimum wage. I think everybody should be able to be paid a living wage. But there's a difference in being paid a living wage and, like, becoming selfish on it. And, like, where you're spending your money and, like, people having kids with minimum wage jobs and, like, you know, like, that's a whole different thing. And it's, like, I don't know, like, personally, like, I don't have kids for one reason, and it's because I don't think that I'm financially stable enough to get them or to have them. And deep down inside, like, I know that I am, but I have a, like, preconceived notion of this life that I want to provide for my children, where I am taking them on vacations and, like, taking them out to, like, the sand dunes and, like, taking them out on jet skis and, like, stuff like that. And I know that it's something that I can accomplish if I work hard enough. I'm just willing to wait it out until I get to that point to have kids so that I can provide them that life that I want to give them. Instead of having them and like, oh, we're just going to eat McDonald's every day and Little Caesars and then buy you like shitty clothes and like have like the cheapest stuff all the time, you know, because that's how I grew up. And it's definitely not like a nice way or a nice feeling that you get when you grow up that way. And so just like how my parents wanted to give me a better life, like I want to give my kids a better life than I have. And so that's just something that I'm like willing to wait for to give them. Obviously, like if we have kids by accident, then, you know, when we have kids, I'm not going to like be upset about it. Like I'll be excited still. And it's just going to motivate me to get to where I want to be faster than I'm currently working at it right now, which means 2 episodes of Shed Sesh a week. No, but yeah, I think that I don't know how we went from minimum wage to kids, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on it for right now. What about like last week that we were discussing Amazon and minimum wage jobs? You could just go work at Amazon.
That's true. They pay more than minimum wage.
Yeah, $3 more. Yeah, you're gonna make at least $1,000 a check there. No.
Probably gross, before taxes.
You think so? I think I was taking home $1,000 when I worked there.
Yeah, but how much were you working?
40.
40.
I think so.
You were taking home 1,000 with 40?
Yeah.
I think I was taking home 1,000 when I was working 50.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I never did overtime there, dude. Well, I did when I was like supervisor, but after I went to transportation, I didn't. I didn't do overtime there. Mainly because I had I worked from 2 to midnight. I think. How many hours is that?
10.
12. 10? Yeah, 10. Yeah, 4 10s. And literally, like, staying 1 minute past midnight, I was literally like, no, like, I'm not going to do it. And I think it was just because of shift. Because if I was clocking in at 6, I'd be like, yeah, I'll do an extra day, you know? Not a big deal. But yeah, then what about, let's say that, I mean, like we said, Amazon is providing good jobs or
comfortable jobs
that are paying higher than minimum wage for a lot of people, warehouses opening up all over the area, and everybody could see that they're, Amazon warehouses are popping up all over the place. Where would people be without Amazon? As much as they hate Amazon and as much as they want to talk shit on Amazon, what jobs would you have without it? You're going to be at a store, you're going to be at a gas station, you're going to be at another little warehouse job where they're going to treat you bad, where I feel like the way that people describe Amazon is the exact way that other warehouses jobs are. Like how they're saying, like, oh, they don't let us go to the bathroom, or like they don't let us do this and that. Like, I feel like there's warehouse jobs that actually do that. Amazon's not one of them.
Yeah, I think if Amazon went away for like, let's say Jeff Bezos said, you know what, fine, I'm done making money, close all the warehouses. What's everyone gonna do? Like, where are you gonna find a job that doesn't require any real skills, or like that pays enough, or gives you the hours even, to use how you want them? I think people would appreciate Amazon more if they work different kind of jobs. Yeah. Like, like when I first started unloading trailers, those warehouses didn't have fans or even the lights even, really. Yeah. So we're just in the hot trailer just unloading. Or, I don't know.
Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, shout out to Mike. But I mean, I'm pretty sure it's hard to get in there even.
Yeah, I think he might have known somebody, but either way, I think he was working there when he was like 18, dude. Yeah. Like, I mean, even if it is hard to get in, he was still there, and it probably wasn't a good job. I mean, like, any job is a good job, but I'm saying, like, theoretically, like, I don't think that he enjoyed it that much, and I don't think it was as well paying as other jobs, Plus, like, you're working with, like, that blood all day, and, like, you're more prone to getting diseases and stuff. But, yeah, dude, like, if, like, it's like you said, Jeff Bezos at any point in time could literally be like, you know what, like, I'm closing down Amazon. Like, I literally do not care. Have enough money. I could get out of here, do whatever I want, support his kids and his grandkids and those kids and generations to come.
Set already.
Yeah. And he could close it down, and all these stores are going to thrive again. Walmart's going to go up. Target's going to go up. Kmart's going to come back. Toys R Us is going to be back. All these stores are going to be back. And that Amazon's going to be gone. And then trucking jobs are going to be down. Because all these, like, everyone's picking up trailers from the ports and, like, Long Beach and all that stuff, all coming from China, all products full of Amazon stuff.
Locations.
Yep.
Transporting between Amazon locations.
Yeah.
That takes drivers.
All the little jobs for the delivery drivers and the Amazon vans. UPS jobs are going to go down. USPS jobs are going to go down.
Yep.
All those jobs that are...
Didn't Amazon save the Postal Service?
UPS. I think it was UPS.
I thought it was
because I think that Trump had made some remark about how if Amazon was such a big company, that how come they aren't delivering their own packages and how come they're not using their own postal service. And so basically that's when Bezos said, like, you know what, like, okay, like, we'll do that then. And he was offering to anybody that wanted to start a business, transportation business, and he would provide the vans and the uniforms, all that stuff. And then that's why you see all those little Amazon vans now. But UPS, I think, came out and said, like, hey, like, as much, like, as overwhelming as it gets in our warehouses, like, Amazon was, like a large percentage of their business. And yeah, basically, like, Amazon, or the only reason UPS was in business was basically because Amazon was providing them with so much work.
Yeah, because who else? Where would that demand come from? Like,
yeah, nowhere. And dude, on top of that, like, the competition that, or the work that Amazon does provides so much competition, because, like, you realize Walmart started doing that 2-day free shipping also, and and a lot of other companies are, like, doing all that stuff, like, you know, providing shipping over, like, or free, like, over a certain amount of dollars, or trying to get it to you as fast as possible, like, all that stuff. And they probably would have never tried to move forward with their company if Amazon wasn't ahead of them. Yeah. Like, it's creating this element of competition that are making these big retail stores try to keep up. It's forcing them to try to keep up. And that's only better for everybody else. Mm-hmm. Because now that Walmart's offering all these different different programs like the free shipping and stuff like that, that makes it easier for consumers to buy. And that means that you have to work more to make more money, which means that there's more work, and then more money equals more money going back into the economy, and so on and so forth. For people that hate Amazon so much, like, the people made Amazon. Like, Amazon would have not been as successful as it is if people weren't buying shit off of Amazon. Mm-hmm. You know? And I think it's, like, pretty hypocritical of, like, people that, you know, like how all those people, like, go out and, like, bitch and, like, oh, Amazon doesn't do this and Amazon doesn't do that. Or, like, blah, blah, blah. And they want to, like, host a little protest or whatever, and then they buy, like, a 24-pack of poster boards on Amazon because it's cheaper. Guess what? Like, you're supporting Amazon. Mm-hmm. Like, and you can't strive or thrive in a community, like, in today's economy without supporting businesses like this. Like, it's just too easy. Like, they make it too easy to do everything. And to me, that's beneficial. Like, I don't care about supporting them. Like, I know that I'm supporting, like, a good company, and yeah, like, the guy's fucking dirty rich, dude, but can't say that he didn't earn it all, you know? He built it. It's his business, his money.
Yeah. How do you feel about people saying that doesn't matter how hard you work, like, you're never gonna even come close to it?
What do you mean?
Yeah, there's just, like, a lot of people saying, like, doesn't matter how hard you work, you're never gonna be successful like him. But I think it really comes down to which thing is successful.
Yeah, I think that there's a definition of success, that everybody has a different definition of success. Like, I think that if we were talking about, like, I'm going to take my girlfriend, for example, her dream, I think, is to have a big family and have this, like, family-oriented home where it's just, like, really homey and, like, really loving and, like, raising kids together, like, as a married couple. And, like, I feel like that's her dream. Like, I feel like that's what would fulfill her life, like, completely, you know? And that's, like, perfectly fine. Like, that's, like, really good that, like, she has that goal. So if you take, like, if you were to ask me what my dream is, it's to own a business of some sort and work for myself and make a lot of money doing it, right? And those are two different definitions of successful or dreams or goals or whatever you want to, like, those all tie in together. So, yeah, everybody has different definitions of success. And for people that are saying that no matter how hard you work, that you're never going to get close to what Bezos is. Like, Bezos has an absurd amount of money. And Bezos is not a normal person. Like, he doesn't think like a normal person. He's, like, steps ahead of everybody else. He's innovative. And there's not a lot of people like him. Same thing with Musk, you know? And so for people to say that no matter how hard you work, you're never going to be Bezos, I don't think they understand, like, how many millionaires there is in the world. Like, people that are millionaires that have a lot of money from businesses that they have or businesses that they started. And I used to be like that too, because I was like, when I would, like, be like, oh, like, I want to look up to somebody, it'd be like Musk or Bezos or, like, Gates, you know, like, the big, like, head honchos of, like, Microsoft and Google and Amazon, YouTube, like, all that stuff. And it's like, those are people that are, like, so far above beyond, like, the measurement of success that, yeah, it might be unobtainable to get to that point, just because we missed that window of opportunity when the internet was first starting, that they just kind of grabbed onto it and, you know, created it. Like, they literally, like, were the founding fathers of this, like, internet, like, technology era. But that doesn't mean that you can't be successful in other aspects. If you have a different definition of success, and also if you have just other companies, like, if you wanted to compare, like, Danny Dixon that created Dixon Flannels, or Andy Frisella that created First Form, and what other businesses you have?
I just know First Form.
Fuck, I know the other one. Supplement Superstores. And then like Seth Feroce with Axe and Sledge and AAR. And if you put them on a scale of like their wealth compared to Bezos, like they're probably so far off, and no matter how hard they worked, who these people already have companies that are making a lot of money, would still never catch up to Bezos. How many cars does Andy Frisella have?
Garage is full.
Like, I think it was like 20 or 30 something cars. And we're not talking about like he has 20 like Nissan Sentras. Like the dude has like 20 fucking McLarens, like insane cars, like insane cars that people wouldn't be able to buy one of them in his lifetime. And I think that to me, like my measurement of like where I want to be at financially is more on a scale of like I just want to be like stable. Yeah. I just don't want to worry about anything. I don't want to fucking have Jeff Bezos' money. You know, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Like I'd probably literally just go crazy, like not knowing what to do with that amount of money. Like I don't want to have that. I want to have like a very nice house. I want to have like a very family oriented home with like a lot of friends that are able to come. And one of the main reasons why I want to start a business is just because I want to be able to one day provide jobs for people that I know deserve them. You know, like if we were talking like with our friends and like you, like people that are like all very hard workers that like have no option but to have these like very, very hard jobs just to like try to make ends meet, or not make ends meet, but like live comfortably and like try to come out on top of this economy that's just getting more expensive by the day. And it's like, if somebody just had like a little small business where they were like, hey, just like, you know, like give it time, like it's going to take off, like we're going to do this, like blah, 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 like, you know, it could pay off in X amount of years. And in the meantime, we have day jobs and so on and so forth. And you take the story of Andy Frisella when he started off, and he had a mattress inside of his retail store where he would sleep in the back with his brother, you know, on this piss-stained mattress, his exact words. Yeah. And he would sleep on this piss-stained mattress, and his brother was there who quit like an IT job that was like very good, well-paying, because he believed in his dream to have this job. And he couldn't pay him. Like, he couldn't pay him at all. So he had to, like, work at the supplement superstore and then go out and, like, I don't know if he was pouring concrete or, like, building, like, brick walls or something like that. But he had to go have another job on the side. And all it was that he just believed in Andy's dream. And, I mean, you fast forward until today, and Andy has, like, 100 and something employees and a shit ton of money, and like the dude had like a tiny ass warehouse, and you go to a story and like he's building like the brand new like First Form warehouse that it literally looks humongous, dude. Like it looks ginormous, and you just see how far he came from where he was at, you know. And I think that that's something that I look up to, because it's like it's not impossible, you know. And you take a lot of people that do a lot of different things, YouTubers, and I know, like, I think a lot of people don't realize YouTubers and, like, their jobs and stuff that are still, like, I think those guys work a lot more hours than we do. Just the job's not as tedious, but, like, they still got to work, you know? And they don't see that one famous dude that became a YouTuber also hired his friend to do all his editing, also pays his other best friend to film him 24/7, and then lets them both live in their fucking big-ass mansion in LA, you know? And as minuscule as that seems, like that one famous YouTuber was able to provide 2 jobs for 2 kids that like they're going to be set like for life, you know? And they're just creating this like really good environment and relationship between themselves to just keep moving forward. And dude, there's this gaming team called 100 Thieves. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's just like a big gaming team, and one of the guys, I don't know if the guy that created it, his name's Nade Shot. I don't know if that's him or not, but I know he has like a big part to do with like the creation of it. But I was watching a video about how he just they just like bought this big ass house that's literally like to hold the entire team of 100 Thieves. And you walk in and like they have like a receptionist at a house, like it's a big ass mansion, and like they have a receptionist, and she has like this big ass desk and has like this little hole right here, and she pushes a button and like a Bang energy drink comes up from the top. So like she just has one ready every time that like one of the gamers walks in. And they have like a bunch of different rooms in there where like one of them is like all PC rooms, and he calls them training rooms. So there's like 20 PCs, and like all the gamers just go in there to like to train basically. And then they have one for all Xboxes, one for all PlayStations, and then each and every individual team member has their own individual room, which is more like a small little cubicle, but it's set up with like all the equipment, all the cameras, all the lighting, so that they could live stream like whenever they want. They got crazy internet, and then they have like, you know, stuff outside like to do for fun, and then they have like meeting rooms and stuff like that. And literally, like, to think that all of that came from like one dude that just fucking loved playing video games, you know? And look at where they're at now. And now that dude's providing jobs for all these other people, you know, even though, like, I guess they made it on their own, too, because you got to be good at the game and stuff like that and build your own follower base. But I think that that's just, like, my definition of, like, where I see or, like, how I compare my success to, like, other people's success and, like, where I want to go. But, yeah, this is like you were saying that everyone has a different definition of success. And even if yours isn't to, like, be wealthy or, like, have a business or whatever, like, you can have whatever definition you want and just, like, no matter what, just try to go for it, you know? Like, whether no matter what that definition is. But, yeah, that's going to be my rant for the day. How did we even get on success? Something about Bezos, huh?
Oh, yeah, people saying that they can't catch up to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so if you think that you can't catch up to Bezos, like, why do you want to catch up to him anyways?
Yeah.
Like, there could only be one Bezos, and he's already there. Like, I feel like the world needs, like, you as, like, an individual, you know? Like, there's already a Bezos, there's already an Andy, there's already a Seth, there's already, like, everybody, you know? The world needs, like, you as, like, who you are. And, like, sometimes I compare Seth with Andy because they are very similar in that, like, work hard, like, for your shit aspect, except that Seth is, like, getting started. I think he has, like, 15 employees, and Andy has, like, 100 times more than him. And, like, I compare them, and I'm like, yeah, like, they both have, like, these, like, similar businesses about, like, work hard and then supplement businesses and, like, but when you, like, narrow it down to, like, their personalities and, like, their podcasts that they host, like, completely different people. Like, doing the same thing in the same category of, like, business, but Seth is more like, he's, like, very aggressive and very persistent, but, like, very calm. Or, like, he, like, comes off as calm in the podcast, maybe? Do you think that or no? Because, like, Andy's straight yelling. Like, he's calling me a pussy 24/7. Like, and, like, I resonate with that, too. Because, like, I need that when I'm fucking delivering my packages. You know, like, I need to be called that. Like, when I'm fucking going up and down the stairs, like, 12 times. Like, I need something to get me up there. But Seth, like, I feel like does, like, motivating stuff. But, like, he just has this, like, deep, like, calm-rooted, like, tone. Where even if he was yelling, it sounds more like calm. I'm like, I could go to sleep to this.
I don't know. I think I personally like listening to Seth more.
Yeah, so do I.
It's because, I don't know, he seems more relatable.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I think that, you know why I think is because, well, for one, I think it's because Andy is so caught up in this, like, 75 Hard program that he's, like, talking about that all the time. And Seth, I feel like, is just on this smaller scale of just getting started with his companies that he's still, like, relatable to in a sense of, like, I could still think of him as a person. And Andy, like, when I think about him, it's like he's like Andy Frisella. Yeah. It's like how people see Jeff Bezos, except that I see Andy. What do you think about really good show on Netflix called Gentrified? Is that the proper way to say it? Oh, yeah, Hentified?
Yeah.
Gentified? Hentified? You know the show I'm talking about. How do you properly say that?
Hentified? Comment below. Let
us know. If you haven't watched that show, go watch it.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, we both been watching that show. Talks a lot about the gentrification process throughout, where are they at? Boyle Heights?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like LA area. And a Hispanic, what are they on? A taqueria?
Yeah. Little restaurant.
Yeah, it's a little Hispanic family that owns a restaurant and how they're dealing with the gentrification going on around them. And I think that's just something that we wanted to get into today, talking about the gentrification of the world and how it goes into, or what it leads into, basically. So take it away, Bert.
Well, I ran a poll on my Instagram, seeing if people believe that gentrification is real, or is it just different factors that are stacking up?
What do you mean by real?
Like,
because it's real. Is it not real? Like the community is physically being elevated.
Yeah, but right. I think it's like more of like, is it part of an agenda?
Oh, like whose agenda though?
Are you really gonna make me say it? All right. To put it, because I kind of had a conversation with someone that is pretty anti.
He's a gentrifier.
No, she's anti, like, very save LA kind of thing.
Okay.
Exactly like the show. And to put it bluntly, it's just anti-white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which.
So is it racist? Like it's a like being against gentrification is like more of a racist thing?
I don't. Is it racist? I think at a certain point, yeah. Because it just comes down to trying to keep the community together, I guess. They're trying to keep everyone else out.
Right.
They're not trying to change.
Yeah. So, okay, because this is one of the things that I had a discussion with Soraya about this when we finished the show last night. Yeah, we were up until 2 a.m. I think that's when the last episode ended. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because after every episode, like, you know how it always leaves on a cliffhanger?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, babe, that was the last episode. Like, can you believe that? And then she's like, no, are you serious? And she'll like leave to the kitchen and then she hears the intro playing and she's like, you lied. And I did that for like 3 episodes. So then on the last one, like, she didn't actually believe that was the last one. And I didn't even know when it ends. I just kept saying that just to be funny. But one of the things that I brought up was that the people that are gentrifying the community and, well, like, first, the definition of gentrification, I mean, I don't know the exact dictionary definition, but I would say in my own personal terms is basically like that you know what? The actual definition of it, I think, has to do something with real estate and nothing to do with community. I think it's actually just like more real estate in the area, like cookie cutter homes.
Yeah, here we go. Gentrification, noun, the process of renovating and improving a house or district so that it conforms to middle class taste.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they're basically just like trying to make it more appealing to the middle class.
Yeah.
Okay. So the conversation that I was having with Soraya was that in the show, in a certain, well, not even like on a certain episode, but throughout the whole thing, the girlfriend, the curly hair one, I don't know her name. I don't pay attention to names, but so basically one of the characters wants to stop the gentrification process, which by definition is basically like the appealing, like creating a community or raising the community to be more appealing to middle class people so that it'll drive more traffic for the middle class. And her perspective is that she wants to keep it, and she said it word for word, and one of them was that she wanted to keep the barrio, right? So basically you want to keep the hood. Is that not bad? Because I think that that's bad. I don't know, like maybe that's just my own personal opinion, and like I'm not completely educated on everything, so like my opinion can always change. It's not like I'm stuck on it, but why would you want to keep a like area that is considered like a barrio area, like hood type community? Why would you want to keep it like that? Instead of making it more, like, you make it more appealing for the middle class, then crime goes down, right? And like more things start popping up.
That's
where
racist.
How is
Okay, so you're saying that our people are criminals?
No. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like if you take like SB for example, and like people were trying to like gentrify SB, like
I think people would be happy.
It would push people out that are like people that are not wanted there, like people that are criminals or like, you know, like homeless people and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that, like, you know, like, we should kick the homeless out because, like, where are they going to go? Yeah. Like, they're going to be somewhere. The thing is that, like, and I think that a lot of people would agree with it, even though that they're going to lie and say that they wouldn't agree with it. Like, people don't want homeless people in their community. Mm-hmm. Like, no matter what. Like, I don't know anybody, regardless of, like, how much you fucking boast on Instagram about, oh, like, save the homeless or blah, blah, blah. Like, mm-hmm. I guarantee you that if you lived in a community where across the street it looked like Skid Row from your house, you're not going to be happy living there. You know? You're not going to be out there, like, providing them food every day and blah, blah, blah. Like, no matter how much you talk about, like, wanting to, like, save the homeless people or, like, try to help them out. Like, you're not going to want to live in a community like that. So I think it would kind of, like, push people out that are, like, not supposed to be, like, or not, like, not supposed to be there, but, like, just not benefiting the community, right? Mm-hmm. The one thing I would say is that I just don't think that it should be appealing to, like, the middle class only. Like, I think it should just be appealing to people that are, like, just more like the working class, right? Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of lower end communities are filled with, like, people that like want to get, like, Section 8 housing and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of times, like, people do need those homes and, like, do need the help. I also think there's a lot of people that have jobs that just somehow trick the system into getting a cheap mm-hmm. apartment, you know? And yeah, like, I don't even know where I was going with this, but, like, is it bad to try to move a community forward, basically? Mm-hmm. Do you think that that's bad?
Moving community forward?
Yeah, because, I mean, like, I would say that gentrification is kind of, like moving it forward in a way. Like, yeah, because you create more businesses, which is going to drive more foot traffic. Mm-hmm. You throw Sprouts in there, and then everybody's eating hummus, and then how many employees is Sprouts going to have, and, like, you know? And they put a Sprouts right here, like, right by the freeway, like, 10 minutes from my house very recently. They also put, like, a sports bar. They put, like, another, where do they put, like, a Cane's? Fucking hate Cane's, by the way. But, like, they put a Cane's there. They put the Sprouts. They put, like, Augie's Sports Bar right across from Boston's. And, like, I don't have a problem with that, you know? Like, I went to Sprouts there the other day, and it was pretty cool. Like, not an issue with me. It's just providing more jobs for the people in my community. Like, all these kids that are, like, graduating high school and stuff got a place to work now. Mm-hmm. So, is there really an issue with that? Like, with them, you know, like, building these things in the community? Because I'm assuming that that's, like, part of the process of, you know, like, how they gentrify things is by building these, like, appealing type of businesses that kind of, like, would just slowly, like, drive more traffic into the cities. And then it's like, hey, like, this actually isn't a bad town, and the real estate's a little bit cheaper, blah, blah, blah. And then people start moving there. Right?
I think that's what drives people in. But then the secondary to that is the more people come in, the more traffic comes in, everything starts to go up, like rent and all that.
Yeah, that's true. So you would say that it's not good to gentrify the community?
I don't know. I think it has its good and its bad, just like everything. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're moving forward in regards to getting more people to come in, more foot traffic. But then it's like the secondary effects, like cost of living goes up. Mm-hmm. So I think it's like, I don't think it's really part of the agenda, but it's like it's driving the people out that are already there.
Like they got to move somewhere. Yeah, I mean, I guess that, like, I could see where it comes from. Like, I don't feel... See, because, like, sometimes I feel like I say things and, like, it just sounds really bad, but then, like, I actually have, like, other thoughts on it. Mm-hmm. Like, I just, like, I don't know. Sometimes I express certain opinions and I don't express the rest. Like, I obviously don't think that it's, like, if there was a way to, like, gentrify a community without raising the rent on people, then that'd be good because, like, the community just gets better and everybody would love to live in a good community. But, like, then it keeps certain people in. So it's like, you know, like what, yeah, it's like you said, like lesser of two evils, basically. Like there's good and there's bad. But I don't know, because I feel like certain, well, like businesses, like I feel like they have to adapt.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I feel like they can't stay the same forever. And, like, maybe it's just because, like, of, like, some of the places that I've been to or, like, just, like, where I like to eat and stuff. Like, sometimes I go into certain businesses and I'm like, man, this place is, like, just really run down. Like, and it does make you not want to eat there.
Yeah.
You know? And that's, like, not your fault. And I understand, like, the whole thing about, like, small business and, like, they should be, like, supporting it and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like, you kind of got to keep up with the times and, like, you know, move forward with, like, your business. And, like, you got to evolve and adapt if you want your business to be successful. And if they don't want to do that, then when they lose the business, like, I don't think that it's, like, the community's fault, basically. Like, if your rent goes up or whatever, like, it shouldn't be the community's fault or the economy's fault because it got more expensive. And also, I think that there's, like, other things that come into play, like when they gentrify communities that are not just, like, building businesses and, like, stuff like that. Like, things like we were talking about earlier with minimum wage and, like, that going up. And, like, I feel like everything has to do, like, very minusculely into play with, like, how the community just, like, keeps evolving, you know? I don't think it's just, oh, let's throw a Dunkin' Donuts in the middle of this place and then a Sprouts, and then we're going to drive a bunch of hipsters in here that are coders, and then we're going to raise the rent and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like, communities, like, that are gentrified already, really nice places to live. Like, I think that, like, when you go to places, like, when you're traveling, like, certain areas in LA and stuff, and you're like, man, like, it'd be kind of cool to just live around the corner and wake up, take a jog, and get a nice green juice, pay $12 and drop them a $5 tip, and then, you know.
God damn. Almost $20 for a green juice?
Hey, man. Minimum wage is at $12 now. They can afford it. But, yeah, like, in the show, like, they had a lot of good points. Like, I like how the show, like, really portrays, like, the family, you know, like, and their struggles and stuff like that. But it also shows, like, how they adapted to it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's, like, also what I like, because they did adapt to the community, and, like, they're trying their best and, like, so on and so forth. The ending doesn't go too well, but it's still, like, it shows them adapting to the community, and that is what I like.
I haven't gotten to the end yet.
Yeah,
but
you should watch it today.
I don't know. Like, there was that one episode where they were changing, and they had that tour coming by, so they were adapting to appeal to that tour. But then it's like the community came out and protested it.
Right.
So it's like, are you so against the change that you'd be willing to let the business go out of?
Yeah,
out of business. It's
that's
like,
what I'm saying. So, like,
where's the line drawn?
Yeah, like, if you want to protect your community so bad, like at what point are you protecting it so much that it's just, like, killing the business? You know, it sounds like we're gonna get bombed out here.
It's Amazon finally found us.
Every episode they find us, dude. Yeah, because, like, if you're in a place like LA or something, and you're just, like, have a little business that was originally there from, like, a long time ago, right? And they're starting to, like, pop up all these little businesses where all the hipsters want to come in and spend money, and you're not adapting to that, and you're not in one way, shape, or form, like, appealing to them, then, like, are you not going to just go out of business anyways? Because if you don't do it, like, it's going to happen around you anyways, you know? Because I don't think there's a community where all the business owners that have little businesses like that are not, like, on a lease program with their real estate. So at any point in time, like, they're just going to, like, raise the rent high enough to anybody else where they're going to get kicked out. Someone else is going to bring in, like, these little, like, food pop-up restaurants that are cool, and it's going to drive a bunch of traffic, and they're not going to go to your spot if you're not appealing to them. Yeah. You know? So I would say, like, as a business owner, you got to just adapt to it regardless.
Appeal to the demographic.
Yeah. Like, dude, like, yeah, because, like, I feel like businesses are, like, so out of touch, like, older businesses, because a lot of them, like, I feel like are like, oh, like, fuck that social media shit, like, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, like, you just got to do it. Like, you got to adapt to it, and it's going to go better for your business anyways. And you see all these small businesses that pop up out of nowhere, and it's like, I know it's not overnight, but they got to a point in their business where they are making a lot of money and providing a lot of jobs, where a business that could have been older, that already had like a certain customer base, could have gotten to that point too if they would have just adapted and moved forward with it. But they would rather have like their usual like 10 customers that just come in every Friday and like buy a taco or whatever and go home, you know? And that's like enough for them to pay the rent, and like they're just happy doing that. I feel like at that point it's like, well, just you could have just had a job. If you're not making like money off of your business, like you could just have a job and less stress of owning a business, like working for somebody else. Like I get the whole dream thing, like if it's your dream to have a business and stuff like that, but yeah, man, gentrification is crazy.
Yeah, I say gentrify the high desert, and then I'd move up there.
Dude, I keep telling you, dude, like you need to get a house there, because like I was telling, when I used to work at Amazon, I was telling my old manager, I was like, dude, I'm gonna buy a house there because like 10 years from now that place is gonna be booming, dude.
I believe it.
Like I think that it is, like it really is. Like I remember taking trips out there, not directly to up there, but like just like, you know, you pass by, you go to like somewhere else, empty, like super empty. And they got a couple dealerships out there now. They have like restaurants. They have like very small little plaza areas where you
little pockets.
Yeah, scattered. Dude. Like just like everywhere. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take this fucking 10-mile dirt road, but when I get there, there's a little plaza. I can go shop. I can find my stuff. You don't gotta come down the overpass anymore to get back to like the civilization. You know, you don't gotta ride your rock over here anymore.
You don't gotta take a pilgrimage.
Yeah,
horse and wagon.
Yeah, like I feel like in a couple years, dude, that's gonna be the move out there.
I see it.
And it's gonna be like, oh, everybody fucking, you're gonna try to get a house out there, and it's gonna be $500,000. Or your other option is gonna be to buy one for $1 million right here in fucking downtown.
Imagine that it blows up so much that it drives the cost of living down here down. $500,000 up there, it's gonna go down to like 200 down here.
I don't think it ever would, just because, like, I feel like it's more advanced here first. Like if that place takes a step forward, this place took 10 already. You know, like you look at like where you live, like downtown, that stuff was not there a couple years ago.
Yeah,
and now there's like a lot of stuff to do out there, dude. People going by to take pictures.
Side note, something I just remembered about last night. Last night we went to go eat dinner, and I was telling Maria, are we contributing to gentrification by supporting these businesses?
Yeah. But I think that you're past that point, because like it's already been gentrified.
Yeah, but I mean, like there's a Mexican restaurant right on the strip. Or, like if we go down the road a little bit, there's a smaller one.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, but I just like the food there.
Yeah.
Am I part of the problem?
Or
is it just my preference?
I would say that it is a contribution.
All right, I'm canceled.
That's it. We're gonna cancel. Yeah. This is the last episode of Shed Sesh. It's been a good ride, guys. I mean, I would say that it's a contribution. Like any dollar that gets contributed is, you know, a contribution to the businesses. I also think that some of the businesses have came from something else, and it's not considered gentrification because, okay, like let's say a little pop-up shop pops out, and it's a nice little coffee shop, and it's like super hipster, right? Make good coffee, and you had no idea where it came from. All of a sudden, they just got a space right there, and you instantly think like, oh, they're trying to gentrify my neighborhood. What if you meet the owner and he's like, yeah, I've been making coffee for the last 6 years. I've been selling at the farmers markets, blah, blah, blah. My business finally took off enough to where I can open up this restaurant. Gentrification or not gentrification?
That's exactly what I was thinking about when I had this conversation.
Yeah. Because you just don't know, dude.
Yeah, because it's like, what is it like gentrification, or is it just a matter of supporting the small business? Because I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more to support the small business.
Yeah.
than, going to Starbucks or whatever. Right. I wouldn't mind paying a few extra bucks. Mm-hmm. Especially if it's good, if they know what they're doing, and it's like a passion of theirs.
Right. Yeah, see, that's what I think. It's like, it's just like the Instagrammers and the YouTubers. They're like, oh, this guy blew up overnight and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And you see, like, back to Andrew Frisello, like, people are saying, like, like, oh, like, overnight success, like, blah, blah, blah.
Money, all this,
dude, it's been 10 years that this dude has been working his ass off. Like, when everybody would tell him, fucking, like, when are you going to get a real job? Like, he always tells those stories, dude. Yeah. He always tells those stories about people that shit on him and people that would force him to, or not force him, but like just make him feel like shit because he didn't have an actual job. His job was to sell these vitamins at a store that he opened up because it was his dream. And now people comment on his pictures of his fucking cars and tell him like, well, it must be nice to buy that fucking car. And he says the same shit, dude. Like, yeah, like it was really fucking nice sleeping in a mattress when I didn't have a house. It was nice when I didn't make money, like making $25 a day, having to give it to his brother because he wasn't paying him anything, like, and like, yeah, like it's nice now. And the reason why not everybody has that shit is because people aren't willing to go through what he went through to get there. People aren't willing
to put in the work.
Yeah.
Like, if you're complaining about, making so much, well, try working an extra 10 hours.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever.
Yeah. Every time I need money, like if I know that I got something coming up, like when I went to Tahoe, right before going to Tahoe, 60, 65 hours every week, dude, that I was putting in at work because I needed money. Like I was going on vacation and I knew that vacation check I was going to get while I was over there is only 40 hours. And I know what that looks like. So I'm not willing to do that. And on top of that, like we had just started like paying off debt and we were like doing really good on it. And so we had like set budgets and stuff. And I mean, we came back and had a shit ton of money left over that we saved and paid off 2 credit cards. And damn, up until now, dude, we've already paid off, I think, 6 credit cards from when did I go? October last year till now. And we're almost done. We got like, I think 2 school loans left, my Jeep and then her car. And then we're going to buy a truck and a house after that. And then we should be good. But yeah, like, I feel like people just don't know the story sometimes, dude. Yeah. Like, I feel like shops pop out and it's like, oh, well, this is going to, like, gentrify my neighborhood. And it's like, yeah, like it might gentrify your neighborhood in a sense, but it also is, like, giving a fucking place to the dude that had been working his ass off, working a full-time job, and then on every weekend he had to go out by himself to set up at a little farmer's market so he could sell his green juices or like sell his coffee or sell his like baked goods or whatever. CBD is really big right now. I go to the farmer's market up here in Rancho, and they have CBD there like for pets, and it's a little it's a couple and they have like a card and they're like, well, we'll deliver it to you, like if you're in the IE, like we'll deliver it to you if you're close, like free of charge. And it's like, dude, that's cool. And like if one day like a shop opened up that was like CBD something and like, yeah, she maybe got like an investor or something that made it look more like hipster and more appealing to the middle class, guess what? Like that's what she has to fucking do to make money. Then that's what she has to do to make money, Like, and that's good for her, like, because she had spent who knows how many years selling at these farmers markets, like mixing oils after work while still cooking dinner for her husband while probably taking care of kids, just so she could get this one chance to do something for herself. And you know what I got really irritated with in the show was when did you get to the episode where that girl has her art gallery?
I think I might have. Yeah. I don't.
Did you get to the episode where they're fighting in like her little artist area?
Yeah.
Yeah? And they break up?
Yep. Okay.
In that episode, you're one more away from the last episode than I think. Because the next episode is actually the art gallery one. And I think that's the last one. But so in that episode, the girlfriend comes up to the girlfriend and she basically, well, the girl was an artist that is like a Latina artist that's Hispanic Latina, and she paints these like murals of like lesbian or gay man or because she's gay and she paints, so she like has this like these types of paintings, right? And the girlfriend makes it seem like she's very supportive of her artwork, and then she finds this fucking white dude. And this white dude is like, hey, I'm going to pay you. Or no, he found her at like a rave or something, huh?
No, it was at like a birthday party that she was at doing face painting, and then the guy found her, and she showed him her work.
Yeah.
And then she basically commissioned her.
Yeah, and so he commissioned her to do this big mural on the side of a building that he owned, which was a liquor store of an older Hispanic lady, and it was a mural of two men wrestlers with their mask like half lifted off kissing, and the guy like really liked it or whatever, but the lady inside who owned the liquor store, the real estate building was owned by the guy that commissioned her to do the piece, and he told the lady like, oh, it's gonna drive in more traffic, like more tourists or like blah blah blah, which like might be true, but like in the lady's perspective, she was saying like, oh, it's driving away my original customers, which are like these hardcore like machista Mexican men that don't want to see that like stuff on the wall, and it's like, okay, cool, that's like, you know, like that's their point of view, like do whatever you want with that, but later on he starts commissioning her to do these other little pieces, right? But this guy also is like the gentrifier in the show, so he's the one that's like, you know, like he owns a lot of the real estate, and he's like trying to like raise the rent and like stuff like that, and he's basically like kicking these businesses out so they can't afford the rent to put up these like little shops that are going to be like more appealing to tourists. But he basically puts the girl in an art gallery show that's all for her, like just for her, nothing else. And she has a bunch of pieces there. And her and her girlfriend break up because of a lot of different reasons. But the girlfriend always made it look like she was supporting her art up until the point to where she was getting paid to do this. And she got paid, what, $3,000 to do the mural. And then like a lot of people were buying these like art pieces at her gallery. And a lot of her friends and family were going around there, like, pretending to be customers. But they were like, oh, I heard that, like, LeBron just bid on this piece or, like, blah, blah, blah. So, like, a white person would be behind her and be like, oh, LeBron bid on it. Like, I'm going to place a bid or whatever. So it would, like, drive up the traffic, you know, or drive up the price so that she would sell more artwork. But her girlfriend only supported her, I feel like, up until the point where she also wanted her to just remain this like hidden little gem of an artist, right? And it's like, is that really support, or is that just like you just like her artwork, but like she's not getting paid for it? She was never getting paid for it up until this point. And as people that do artwork, or people that have this dream of doing artwork or whatever, and you're telling me that like no matter what or what you believe of like gentrification and stuff like that for the community, some dude comes up to you and offers you $3,000 to do a mural, which is probably your fucking dream, to place your artwork on the side of a building, and they're paying you $3,000 to do it. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. Like, I really do not think that anyone's going to deny that. And then like he starts offering you more for your pieces. He starts offering you more and giving you more jobs. And then all of a sudden you have your own art gallery. Like, if that's your way of getting into that, like, level of artist, because I feel like art is such, like, a weird, like, spectrum of what art really is. And, like, I feel like a lot of artists that are, like, very famous for, like, art, like, aren't very talented. And there's, like, very talented artists out there that I feel like should have that, that following, and those customer base. And I feel like they don't. And if they had that and it was given to them by like this fucking white dude that was gentrifying their neighborhood, I don't think that they would not take it. Yeah. I think like all they wish for is this break to be like, oh, I just want to be like an artist. Like I just want to be the artist.
I feel like that's a very I don't know, controversial point, because the girlfriend pretty much only supported her, but then it's not like, but this guy's trying to change the neighborhood, even though he's supporting you. Right. It's like, at what cost? Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. It's a very hard choice at that point.
Yeah. But, dude, honestly, like, I think it just portrays it so well, because, like, I feel like that is life. Like, I feel like that literally just is life. Like, making these tough decisions, and, like, sometimes you're going to have to make decisions that go against your beliefs, and, like, this and this and this. And there's so many people that I think that are very, like, activists in, like, the gentrification stuff, or like, you know, whatever they believe like on their political agenda, and they're very like activist based in their, you know, category, and they still do shit that I think is supporting stuff, like, even though they don't know. And like, there's certain people that are very active and educated in what they're doing, and they are very like, oh, like, I don't support this or this and this and this. And then you see like a vegan walking around with a Yeti. You know what Yeti fucking coolers were invented for? To keep fucking animals cold so they won't go rotten. That is literally like what they were invented for. People use them to keep their beer in it. Yes, it's a cooler at the end of the day. People are buying their cups and their water bottles because it keeps your shit cold. People are supporting it. That's cool. At the end of the day, Yeti is a company that their main demographic is hunters. You see vegans carrying that shit around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like such a weird line. Like, how does that make any sense to anybody? And it's the same thing with like a bunch of other stuff, dude. Like, people that, there's certain things that people are like, that support certain things, right? And you don't know what those companies are about. Like, you don't know what they do, or like who they back or whatever. And I know there was like a big controversy thing with the Bang energy drinks, and how the dude or the company that owns it like is or he had made donations to the Trump campaign 4 years ago. And so now it's like, well, there was like a lie going around that every fucking energy drink that you buy that's a Bang
it goes straight into Trump's pocket.
Yeah, is like, oh, part of it goes to Trump or like whatever. And first off, like, it's not true. And second off, I'm going to sound like I'm in support of Trump when I don't have a preference on president currently. But it's not true that a percentage of it goes to Trump. It is true that money was donated from the company to Trump's foundation, more than likely because the things that Trump did under his presidency were very beneficial to the tax brackets of business owners and put more money in their pockets. And that's why like a lot of middle class America supports Trump. Third of all, you're going to cancel Bang, and I guarantee you that like half of the shit you're buying at the grocery store, the main companies that own that, still supporting Trump.
Yep.
Like, I can guarantee you, like, businesses support that man because he's a businessman and because he's helping put more money in their pockets. So you can go off and buy like whatever your fucking thing that you want to buy is, and you're going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to buy Monster because of blah, 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 whatever, like Red Bull, like the fucking energy drink that supports like American culture and like extreme sports and stuff. Are you going to tell me that like they're probably like not supporting Trump in one way or another? Like, they probably are. Like, a lot of companies probably are. And like, that's good for them. Like, they earn their money. Like, let it go wherever they want. At the end of the day, like, if I got to drink an energy drink, I'm going to drink an energy drink. I'm not doing it because I'm supporting one or the other. If I wanted to support one or the other, I'm going to make a donation, you know? But yeah, like, and I feel like it's the same thing with like the vegan community and like, any other communities that like are just like, you know, like the little activist communities. And it's like, well, like the vegan, you're going to buy like vegan makeup or like whatever. And like, yeah, like it could be vegan. Like, I've found myself like personally, like a lot of suppliers in China that make like vegan makeup. And guess what the working conditions are probably like in that warehouse? Like the exact way that people think that Amazon is. Is that how it actually is over there? Like sweatshops. And yeah, like you're in full support of like this like vegan makeup or whatever. Like, you're not seeing it manufactured. Like, you're not seeing anything. And like, you know that for people to put like a label on it that says like made in the USA or like handcrafted in the USA or whatever, like it doesn't technically have to be made in the USA. It just has to be like, some of it has to happen in the USA. So basically, like, they buy boxes from China, their packaging boxes, buy the product from China, and then they put the product in the box in the United States and then put a little sticker on it that says made in the USA. And guess what? People support the USA. And I mean, that's literally like that. I don't know. Like, that's just basically it.
Going back to those opposing views. Have you heard about the controversy about like Chick-fil-A?
About the gay thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was kind of old, no?
I I think it resurfaced again not too long ago.
Oh, did it? I haven't heard of anything recent.
But yeah, I mean, it's like you're trying to cancel, but I mean, have you heard any Chick-fil-A employee complain about the working conditions or the benefits they get or anything?
Yeah. What is it? Is it because the owner doesn't support gay people?
Yeah, because it's a Christian company.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what the fuck? Who cares? Dude, I just don't understand like people, dude. Like, yeah, like they're a Christian company. Like, okay, like take this for example. Say Hispanic gay female doesn't support Chick-fil-A because they're Christian and they don't accept gay culture basically in their religion, right? What if that same Hispanic female, her parents were hardcore Christian and didn't respect her decision to be gay? She gonna treat them the same way she's gonna treat Chick-fil-A? Possibly, but also possibly not. So it's kind of like one of those things of like, you're only treating them that way because you don't actually know who they are or who the owners are or whatever, you know? And like, I don't know. I mean, I guess like at the end of the day, like people are going to do whatever they want. Like, I don't really care like what people do. Like I just voice my opinions, you know, and people don't got to agree with them. Like I know there was one of the topics that you put up about people people with different views, like should they get along? And I want to say yeah. But how did that poll go? Was it a poll or was it a question?
It was a poll. I said like 95% of the people said yes, they can't get along with opposing views.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of like you get along up to the point where they come up. Like, how to put it? Like if I came out as pro-choice,
right?
I feel like people would see me in a different light and treat me differently now that I publicly came out and voiced my opinion on stuff.
Yeah. I think that like people should get along regardless of their opinions. And the reason I think that is because I think that before people make an opinion, like a very stern opinion, they should be well educated on both sides of the platform, regardless of what the actual subject is. Like if you wanted to be like vegan and you want to voice your opinion on vegan, then you should probably have ate meat at one point. And you should probably have been vegan at one point. And there's a lot of vegan activists that are like super famous because they were raised vegan and they've never had meat in their body or like anything like that. And they're like super healthy or whatever. And then there's bodybuilders that eat a shit ton of meat and are also super healthy. Like both have pros and cons, and like, it's just like just be educated type of thing, you know, like that's just like what I believe. Like, and I know that I say like a bunch of shit on here and like go on rants on stuff and like voice my opinions, but like I don't ever try to like shove my opinions down anybody's throat. And I'm like well open to discussion on like my opinions. I'm not open to like arguing with people on my opinions because I don't like when people argue like their opinions on me, because that's basically shoving your opinions down someone's throat. You know, like if people want to have a civil discussion about opinions, like that's fine, dude. Like I'll have discussions with anybody, like whether I know you or not, on my opinions, on your opinions. And at the end of the day, like I'm very well open to having my mind changed. Welcome back to Change My Mind. And I might have my mind changed at the end of the conversation or whatever, you know? And there's this one dude that, damn, I forgot his name, but he like always replies to my stories like here and there when like I go on rants about like whether it's guns or like coronavirus or anything like the president stuff. And like when I had posted about Yang dropping out, you know, and that the only president left was like Bernie and he doesn't, like he's against guns. And like, I mean, he replied to the story and like it wasn't aggressive, it wasn't hostile, it wasn't anything. He made very valid points on his like presidential, like who he you know like is going for. And then I made valid points on Yang, I made valid points on Trump, I made valid points on Bernie as well. Like everyone has good, everyone has bad. And at the end of the day, like the conversation ended with just like, you know, like we're just going to end up having to see who wins. At the end of the day, like you vote for whoever and then whoever wins. Like that's it. And that's like the kind of discussions that I actually enjoy having, because people are like educating me, and I'm trying to educate people as well on what I know. And at the end of the day, like, we both had a civil discussion, and we can walk away from it as like normal civilized people, you know, instead of fucking running over protesters.
Yeah, I feel like people come in way too hot just because of their own personal stance on stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
and like the world, like, dude, like, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. Like, the world is gonna keep going. Yep. Like, everybody still has to go to work. Everybody has to get gas for their car. Everybody has to eat. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, like, the world does not give a shit about what your opinions are. Like, the actual planet does not give a shit who the president is. It doesn't give a shit, like, anything. Like, it's just going to go forward. Like, life is going to go on. Time is not going to stop because we can't make a decision on whether, like, pro-choice or pro-life. Like, it's not like time's like, oh, I'm going to freeze myself until, you know, you guys make up your mind. Like, no, dude. Like, the end of the year's going to come, and the next year's going to come, and we're going to get older. And that's fucking life. Like, not everyone is going to agree with you all the time. And I think that if you spend more of your time, like, being upset about people's decisions and their own opinions and views, like, you're just going to end up with a shitty life yourself instead of trying to learn all about the opposite side and get educated on it and get educated on both sides and then making a rational decision and then doing whatever you can to educate people on what you think is the right decision instead of just fucking yelling at everybody. Yeah. You know? And that goes for both sides, dude. Like, there's radicals on the left and the right. Like, I'm not saying this, like, standing on one side or the other. Like, I'm very in the middle right now of, like, both sides. And that's just where I walk. I just walk down the middle, man. Yep. Every once in a while, I'll just throw a little yell this way and a yell that way and voice my opinion here and there. But I'm literally just walking down the middle my whole life.
Yeah, I think that's why we're so monotone on this show.
Yeah.
Because nobody would take us seriously if we just start yelling because, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody said that we're hella monotone.
We're the monotone boys.
Yeah. We're going to change the sign to monotone boys. Got to make a new sign now. It took me so long to make that one. Yeah, but I think, man, I think this was a good episode. I don't think that we really, like, went too deep into anything, but I think that we threw some valid points out there. Some good value for people. I think that we're going to go into the question of the week now. We got this cool little stand right here, and we threw all our questions and unpopular opinions in there. So, you want to grab one, Bert? We'll read it out. Also, somebody said that I clear my throat a lot, and I just want to say that I have coronavirus so that, you know, like, if you guys feel bad for me, just don't say that. Don't say anything about it.
Yeah, reach out to us if you have any good corona story.
Yeah.
Coronavirus story.
When I was at work the other day during our meeting, like, someone was like, oh, he has coronavirus. Not me, like some other dude. And then he just turned around. He's like, I only like modelos, fool. And everybody started fucking cracking up. Mainly because it was like this old ass fucking dude that's always like grouchy.
Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, let's go.
What are your guilty pleasures?
Ooh, that's a good one. Pleasures as in plural?
I guess it could be anything, really. If you just have one.
What would you consider a guilty pleasure? Like, where does it become guilty? Is it only guilty because it's, like, taboo?
I didn't really see it as anything taboo. I mean, if you're a cannibal, you know.
I think that's beyond taboo. Okay, is a guilty pleasure, like, just something that, like, you enjoy doing, but is, like, it's, like, outside of your, like, personality kind of thing?
I guess, yeah. Or something that you don't do that often, I guess. More.
Oh. Huh.
It doesn't have to be like anything really radical.
I'm trying to think of something, but like, or I'm trying to think of like things I consume on the media or like, I don't know. Do you have any?
Let's see. I guess the only thing I could think of is probably, just because I don't do it too often, would be playing video games. Just and watching anime. Games?
Oh, watching anime.
Yeah.
I fucking hate anime.
Oh my god. I love watching good anime.
There's like two animes that I think that I enjoyed, and they're like people don't even consider them animes, but it's like Dragon Ball Z and The Last Airbender.
Oh, The Last Airbender. Oof.
The Last Airbender is literally like my favorite fucking show in the world. Like I just like love that show so much.
The story was so good, dude. Like so it's well constructed all around.
Did you see that thing that they found an iceberg with like a glowing blue light on it?
I think I did.
It was like a while back, and then someone just said like book 1 story 1 or something like that. I want to say that I don't know if I have guilty pleasures. I have like this weird thing where like dude, like every once in a while, like I just get like super crazy about like my nails and like how fucking dirty they are. So I just fucking like clean them up like super good, and then like just like fucking clean up like my cuticles and then like clear coat them, and then like they just look good for like a day, and then I go like a year and they're just fucking disgusting.
I wouldn't consider that a guilty pleasure.
I don't know what a guilty pleasure is.
Do you like eating anything?
No, I don't eat. I like fucking eating. I don't know, because like
I don't know, what's something that you like to do that Soraya doesn't like you doing? Or
everything. She literally hates everything I do. I was just kidding. She's gonna give me shit for this one. Every time that an episode releases, like I'm always waiting for a message from her to just be like, I can't believe you said this. And then when we posted
the guilty pleasure,
when we posted the topics on, or when I posted the topics on the Instagram, like she replied to it and she's like, I'm really scared for this episode. And I was like, why? And then she never replied, and I was like, God damn it. I don't know. I like drinking a lot of beer. I don't think it's a guilty pleasure though. I like drinking tequila like a madman. I like to camp. I don't think I have guilty pleasures. I don't think playing video games is a guilty pleasure either.
Yeah, because I don't do it throughout the week. I have to wait till like Friday night or whenever Maria's not home.
Oh, hell no, dude. I'm killing people on Call of Duty all day long.
I see it on her story.
Every day. Yeah, so I was like, I literally regret like you buying Call of Duty, or her buying Call of Duty for me. Like, I was like, damn, this is the best game in the world.
Yeah, it gives me anxiety not playing right now.
Does it really?
Just because I'm trying to level up before the season ends. I'm trying to get to level 100.
Yeah, I don't even know what level I'm at. I might be pretty close. I fucking played too much on that thing. Yeah, I don't think I have guilty pleasures. I don't think I eat weird things. I don't drink weird things. I don't enjoy like weird things either.
Guilty pleasure, not working, finishing early, and then just taking a nap.
Oh fuck, dude! I love good nap.
While on the clock.
Yeah, I don't know. Something that I feel like gives me pleasure and doesn't happen too often. This is like vaping. I fucking do that shit all day long too. I'm literally always vaping. I wouldn't say I have guilty pleasures. I have like more like weird tics, like about certain things having to be done a certain way. But like I also wouldn't say it's like OCD. But it
sounds like it's OCD.
No, it's just like weird things about like. It's always about like business. Like when I see stuff and I'm like, oh, this shit looks like it was like made super cheap, or like it was designed like very poorly, and like I'm like, damn, I want to message them and be like, hey, like here's a fucking design, like just put this shit on your box because your stuff looks like crap. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I eat hella fast.
That's a guilty pleasure. I do that too.
Yeah, like hella fast though. I'm trying to think of like something I eat because I know there's something, and I'm like, I don't eat that often.
What about listening to ASMR?
No, I don't listen to ASMR. I don't. I don't have any fucking like guilty pleasure music that I listen to.
Any specific kind of video, like on YouTube? Car crash videos.
Oh, you know what I fucking love?
What?
Like mirror smashing motorcycle compilation videos. Have you ever seen that?
Mirror? Oh, yeah.
I fucking love those.
Smashing.
And then
road rage videos is what I like.
Road rage videos, yeah, like when they actually get in fights. I fucking love those, dude. I don't know if that's a guilty pleasure though. I guess I don't watch it that often. I guess that could be a guilty pleasure. Yeah, because every once in a while, like I remember for a while, like I was binging them like every day after work, and so I was just like, you're literally always watching people fight, and then I'm like, it's an education. But damn, those mirror smashing videos, dude. I think that was like one of the reasons she didn't want me to get a motorcycle. Because she's just like, someone's gonna cut you off, you're gonna fucking break a mirror on someone's car, and they're just gonna run you over. And I was like, hell no. A 1200cc engine, I'm gonna take off. But yeah, I think that's it. Don't got any more guilty pleasures. Yeah, I don't think I got any more. Every once in a while, I like to have like some weird like drink that I used to drink in high school or something to reminisce about my youth. And I just can't believe that I'm old now. Got anything else before we end the show? Is sushi a guilty pleasure?
No.
I fucking love sushi.
Sushi's pretty good.
I only eat it like once a year though.
I eat it rarely.
Yeah, me too.
Because Marie doesn't like it.
Same. She goes with me though. I just feel bad because like she always gets the little teriyaki boxes, and then the last time we were at some place and they were just being dicks, and then she like tried to, because they give her a California roll with the box, and she wanted a avocado roll because she doesn't like fish, and they're like, I'm sorry, we can't do that. And I'm like, you can't swap it out for a cheaper roll that's going to save you money? And she was like, oh, I got to ask the chef. And then, like, she just, like, looked at the chef, and then the chef, like, looked back, and, like, she was like, he said no. And I was like, you guys, your lips didn't even move. I was like, I saw nothing. And so I was like, whatever, but, like, I don't know. I feel like she always just, like, says, like, oh, like, it's okay, it's fine, but, like, I know it's not. And she only says it, like, so that I don't get crazy. Because I'll get crazy. And then we went to this other spot where she really, really liked it. But she had like yakisoba. It's just like chow mein, but like in a special way with like chicken and stuff. And I hated the sushi there because I love all you can eat sushi. And over there, they only sell it by the roll. And dude, I'll fucking down like 4 rolls of sushi. And at $15 a roll, like I only ate 1 roll there. And I was like, I'm not really like too fond of this place. And the rolls I like getting are like they're like the cooked salmon rolls, and those aren't an actual roll. It's only like 4 pieces, and so but it's the same price. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta buy like 5 of these. They're looking at like $100 just for my sushi. So I just ate 1 and then fucking got like Jack in the Box or something after. Like, the sushi was good. I just like all you can eat. Yeah, but yeah, that spot that I want to go to later, all you can eat sushi, bomb, delicious. But yeah, you want to leave the listeners with anything? All 7 of them?
Let's see. Stay tuned. We're working on some merch, and we're going to have a raffle pretty soon. Any ideas for the raffle?
Yeah, I think a t-shirt.
Yeah, I think t-shirt. Yeah. Maybe an Amazon gift card.
Or an Amazon, or both.
Both.
Yeah. We got some stickers on the way, too. So we're going to throw some stickers out there. I was thinking about doing, like just anybody that leaves us a review, we'll just send out a sticker to them. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. But yeah, we're working on the shirt. I posted a little sneak peek on the Instagram if you guys saw it, but it wasn't the full design, but we're working on getting it made. We're just gonna get like a couple made, but we're gonna give 1 away to a lucky winner. So all 7 of you guys,
keep sharing.
Yeah, keep sharing it. Yeah, just do us a favor if you guys drop a review on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts. It helps us out. Just get more reviews. Throw us some feedback.
Send us some topics.
Yeah, on Instagram, just send us some topics whenever at Sesh Podcast. And just follow along. Share it if you guys like it. Share some clips. Share topics. Drop us comments in the posts. Love to just, chop it up with everybody. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. Yeah. This beer sucked, by the way.
It was all right. Not my favorite.